Alright everybody, thanks for joining me on another video here for SyllaFX. So in this video I want to explain to you guys how to avoid a losing trade and how to avoid a low quality trade. So we're looking at the euro dollar pair right now on TradingView, and we are on the 15-minute time frame. So now this is a setup that I had drawn up yesterday when I was looking for a sell position on the euro dollar based on the movement that I saw at that time. So let's go ahead and jump into it and explain to you why this ended up not being a good trade that you would have taken, and if you would have lost this trade. So what I was looking at is, actually let me go ahead and explain to you my trading rules. That way we have a foundation where we're working off of here, right? So the first rule is the first step that I'm going to take is I'm going to check forexfactory.com and see if there's any news events happening. If there's no news, then I'm looking for a setup to happen. The second thing I'm going to do is go into the 4-hour chart, the time frame, to go ahead and set up my major levels. As you can see, the yellow lines here, horizontals, are my major support and resistance levels. One here, one here. The next thing I'm going to do is go into the hourly chart and look at the general direction of the price. Now, at that time, price was moving down, so I'm looking for sell position. After that, I go into the 15-minute chart and I look for a strategy that's being played out. If whether it's a support and resistance trade, whether it's supply and demand, or if it's trend trading. Now in this case, we're looking at a trend trading setup. We have a low here below the support, the resistance, the major zone here, a low that's broken with this sell-off that happens. Great. This is a setup to look for a trend trading strategy to take place and take a sell. So I set up a zone here for my entry point, wait for price to come back into that zone and get confirmation. This is the last step in the trade for trend trading. Wait for price to come into that zone and reject that zone. Show confirmation that it wants to reject it and continue in the direction that you're selling. In this case, I'm looking for a sell position, so I need price to come into that zone and actually start giving me the same type of wicks here, one or two, to tell me that it wants to continue back down. Now, of course, during the New York section, we didn't get that movement, so I didn't take a trade. The setup was sitting there and waiting for the price to come back up. It never came back during New York, so didn't trade for that day. Now, the way that you want to avoid a losing trade in this case, if price did come back into that zone, is exactly what happened here. So eventually, yes, price comes all the way back up into that zone. Now, if you are not looking at your trading rules and sticking to them, you may have taken a sell position here. And if you would have, as soon as price got into that zone, you would have lost that trade because you didn't wait for your last rule to be met. You didn't wait for price to reject that zone and get confirmation that price wants to continue moving back down. So that's how you avoid those losing trades, at least for the trend trading strategy in this case here. So again, check for the news, set up your major support and resistance level on the 4-hour chart, go to the 1 hour and look at the general direction of price, and you trade with that direction. So in this case, we're looking for sales. You move down to the 15-minute chart and you set up your entry zone. In this case, this was the zone here. Wait for price to come back into that zone and see how it reacts to that area. If it starts to reject and gives you confirmation that it is bouncing off of it, great. You can take a sell position and move down and take profit, right? In this case, we don't get that at all. We get price closes in that zone, breaks above it, and closes above it. This would have been a losing trade. Don't take those if your last rule is not met. You don't get confirmation, you don't take the trade. So let's take a look at an example of a low quality trade on the same currency pair here. So now in this case, we're still looking at trend trading, and everything is literally met to the point where I would see this is a valid buy position. And let me explain what I'm showing here, and then I'm going to tell you why it's a low quality trade. So you've already checked the news, you have your major zone set up on the 4-hour chart, you go to the 1-hour chart and you're looking at the recent movement. Now here, price is starting to come back up. You have a low here, a higher low, higher low, higher low. Price is moving back up, you're looking for buys. Now on trend trading, the same way we set up here, we set up a zone here based on this high that's broken with this fast buying power that comes into the market. You have your entry zone set up and you sit and you wait until price gets back into that zone and see how it reacts to it. And the same way we were looking for the rejections on this position here, we get those rejections here. You get the confirmation that price wants to move up. So as far as the actual rules, Everything is met to the T. This is a perfect setup that you would take a buy position on. But let me tell you why it's a low quality trade. You are very near to a major support and resistance level. You don't have much room for it to move to actually take good amount of profit on this. So if you would have taken a buy position here and you see this rejection, you probably would have taken a buy position above that zone right about here. So, and then you set up your stop loss below the zone, which was about, let's say we gave it about maybe 10 pips or so. So in this case, I'm typically aiming for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio or a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. So let's go ahead and adjust our take profit today. So 20 pips already, a 1 to 2 ratio, puts us above the major support and resistance level, right? Now, we don't know what price is going to do at that zone. So what you always want to do is wait to see how price reacts to it. And if you're that close to it and your take profit breaks that zone, you don't take that trade. That makes it a low quality trade because we don't know what's gonna happen at that zone. We wait for price to tell us what's gonna do. So even if I was aiming for even 30 pips or 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio, you don't know if price is gonna just fly through that zone either. This makes this a low quality trade, even though everything else is literally met perfectly. You have the direction of the price, you have a high that's broken, price comes back into that zone, rejects that zone, everything is clear, except you are so close to that zone, the major support and resistance level, that this makes it a low quality trade. Sure, this one still ended up playing out, but most of the time it does not. Reduce your risk, you're doing the strategy and sticking to your rules in order to increase the probability of you winning a trade. Even if this ended up working out, you don't want to take this trade all the time. This is a low quality trade, even if it plays out right. So that's the two ways that I want to explain on how to avoid a losing trade and how to avoid a low quality trade. You don't trade into a major support and resistance zone. Like in this one, you have plenty of room until the next level. This is why this is a good high quality trade. And then for the first example is wait for your confirmation. Wait for your rules to be met. Avoid losing a trade by getting confirmation that price wants to reject and continue in that direction. So that's all I have for you guys in this one here for the euro-dollar pair. Avoid losing trades and avoid low quality trades. If you guys are interested in learning the trading strategies that I use on a daily basis and do my analysis with, visit SyllaFX.com. The course is available there, and right now you can actually get the course for literally $1. Get the full course content and any updates that are made to it. I do also offer the free Discord community group if you guys are interested in joining that, ask your questions, and kind of mingle around with the different traders that do this for a living. And I do also offer the live trading sessions, live Q&A sessions, and live market analysis as well. And that is for the VIP students group on Discord. But if, like I said, you have a few different options available there. The course is $1. There is a free Discord community group as well if you guys have any questions. But outside of that, I hope this has become helpful for you, and I hope this helps you guys avoid losing trades and avoid low quality trades. Thanks for watching.